Stupid beast! You are captured! Hi, and Zizaran here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about bestiary and stupid beasts. And I haven't made a video on this in a while, and it has changed quite a lot. So obviously, there are a couple of different ways to make bestiary spawn in the first place. You have the daily missions, the red ones here, which can be used in white, yellow, or red maps. And generally, using it in the highest map you can is the best, like tier 5, tier 10, or, well, at least tier 13, because there are some beasts that are gated behind item level. For example, the venomous spider is tier 10, feral tiger, which is tier 13. So if you're in a 12, you can never get the feral tiger, which is one of the things that people look for in bestiary. Other than that, you also have bestiary scarabs, and then you also have something called lures. Lures are basically, they'll do up to 4 red beasts specifically from the deep. There are like different types of beasts. So you have like the deep, you have the plains, which is like the tigers and stuff like that. You have spidery web, spiders, etc. And you have birds, avian. And these lures are really, really good, especially paired with the best region to run beasts, which is Lyra Arthane. And here you grab natural selection, and this node actually got nerfed and it's still really powerful. And you can get watchstones that will say like that, beast is less common of varieties. It's something like that. And when you have these stacked, you can use multiple of those, and you can also have beasts are more likely to be from the deep. Beasts are more likely to be from the spiders. Both the deep and the spiders are the ones people run the most. Well, we're going to go through some useful things with bestiary in general later, but the useful ones from the deep would be like imprint beasts and the crab, like the crab portal boss. And from the spider one, you have the split beast, and you also have venomous, which people really use for the aspect of the spider. Generally, you just like pop it in and you start mapping, and pretty straightforward. Like, beasts can be pretty dangerous, especially if they're combined with an essence. But you know, generally you clear the map, you'll find beasts. You can we'll just run straight to the beasts here and ignore everything else, just to make sure. For those that are very new and don't know what beasts look like, they are denoted with the yellow icon here. For a yellow beast, that's also a filler beast. These are used for every recipe, or specifically for the flask recipes. This is a really, really good use, that you can basically force a flask affix. So that means that you can force like bleeding onto a flask, and we'll, after finding a red beast here, we'll go to the menagerie and show you guys. So here's the red beast. There might only be one in this map, most likely is actually. This is like wand or dagger or something, glove. I can't remember what that one is. So we're in our menagerie, and here we have the blood altar. So here you can see all the beasts you've crafted. You could alternatively click H and go to recipes here and look here as well. But here is where all the magic happens when you craft. So jewels could, for example, be really good. This could be a natural selection, might of the meek, inspired learning. So these are really, really good. And for a lot of them, you can figure out like, okay, there are things I need here. Now, some notes. For example, flask could never be a dying sun, right? If it's something that drops specifically from a boss, like it's a boss only drop, then it can't drop from here. You can get like what was previously called cross league things. So a badge of the brotherhood, the blight clubs for whatever reason, etc. You can get those. And you can also get a headhunter. I'm pretty sure headhunter is still item level 40. I can't remember what they changed for that, but you can get headhunter from here as well. So there are a lot of these that are worth running just for the unique items, especially on solo self-on. Like maybe you really need a jewel for your build. Maybe you need some unique gloves that are useful. But other than that, there are loads of good things. This is particularly useful, especially in SSF, but generally just any league early, because Harvest has like a sacrifice a gem, keeping 50% of the experience. So this is most likely going to give me a trash gem. And then I would just sacrifice that and pop my gem up closer towards level 20 and maybe hitting that elusive 21 early on. Like, I don't care about ballista totem support, so I would just sacrifice that. It is the same XP from level 20 and 21, so that doesn't matter. Other than that, fully linked 6-socketed rare. This is obviously really, really good early on. This could be just a divine orb, like it could be a bow or a weapon, but it could be an armor, and that is what we want. Obviously, I don't care about this. It's only item level 81, so I would probably still vendor it. But sometimes you do get like a bow or a bad staff or something, or a random ass weapon, and then we can just go vendor it for that divine. So those are really, really good, and there are more things as well. Obviously, you have these things at the top here. I usually don't bother doing these. I don't think I've run one this thing. They can be useful if for whatever reason you need those. This could technically give 10 mirrors, you know. I think you have to be called Steel Mage for things like that to happen, but there are other things like imprints. These are, at least in hardcore, 1.5x each, and very, very useful for crafting. The way they work is similar to the old Eternal Orbs in Path of Exile, and now these only work on a magic item, so it basically creates a save game of an item. So let's say a quick use case, like maybe I have a merciless roll on this imbued one. It's the highest tier fizz roll, and then I imprint it, and then I augment and regal it, and it didn't hit what I wanted, and then I'll use the imprint to recover back to just the merciless roll, and you can basically get the start of an item perfect that way. Obviously pretty expensive, but they're pretty useful. Here you have corrupt an item and turn it to 30 quality. This is good when you're finished with an item and you don't want to farm for like Hillock on transport or fortification. Now do remember it is corrupted afterwards, so the only thing is you can change color and sockets and links and stuff, but it will cost wall orbs in addition. It also has a 0% chance of bricking it. It can't like randomly like reforge your item or something. It will just corrupt it. These are divine beasts, pretty useful, especially now because divines are very expensive. And you have these, you have this is a Pharaoh Lynx alpha, and you also have a Pharaoh Wolf alpha. And the way these work is basically add a suffix, remove a random prefix, so it's an annulment and an exalted orb, and it's really good because it doesn't break the catalyst quality, so really, really good for rings and amulets. And obviously it's a targeted annul. It doesn't work if like you have 3 prefixes, 3 suffixes, or 3 prefixes, 2 suffixes. Like you do need to, like, both need to work, not just one. It won't just like, oh, it's deleting one or only annulling a suffix. For these, some people think that these are the same as augment influence, so that add a mod to a shaper item and it will be a shaper influence. It's not. It's it's the same as exalting a shaper item. So it's basically an exalt. That is all it is. This is useful in cases like before where I said about like, for example, I could exalt the suffix here without losing the catalyst quality. So they're useful for that. But other than that, they're pretty much just a exalt. Split an item with half the mods on each item. This is really, really good. It's not exactly the same as the fractured fossil. They both are split now. They don't make it like similar to mirrored anymore. They both make it split. But this one will actually put half the mods on each item, so it could be useful for crafting. Whereas the fractured fossil will re-roll the item and then split it. So, and again, if you don't know how split works, you can do literally everything you can to a normal item except for split it again. You can mirror it, you can influence it, you can do everything. You just can't split it. Here are the flasks that we talked about. If you really want freeze immunity, you really want bleed immunity, this is really, really good to go to. Here we have like the portals for the bosses. There are 4. The spider, actually all of them are pretty dangerous now, even the bird. But yeah, the spider one, loads of chaos damage. The barrack one, the tiger, loads of physical damage. And I think these have like, I think the requirements is like tier 5 maps for the bird, tier 8 maps for the crab, 10 for the spider, maybe it's 12. But 13 for the tiger at least. So if you're in a tier 13 map, you can get everything. And then you have the aspects here that you can craft. It just requires an open suffix. Another thing I want to teach you guys. What about selling them? What if you don't want to use them yourself? You go here, grab for 1 chaos. What if you want to sell one of the imprint beasts, right? The one that looks like this. Well, then you gotta go into the menagerie and find them. No, you don't. Please don't do that. Just go to captured beast. The name is Crike Chimeral for this one. Then you just click on the bestiary, boom. And then we've got a Crike Chimeral. Please don't go in here and literally try to find it. You use so much time. There's no reason for it. Like, you don't have to go like find one. Wow, I have a lot of those. There's a lot of those. But yeah, you don't have to like run around and look at your beasts, which is, it's cool. You can do that if you're really into it, but you don't have to literally go find them. Now, another thing very worth mentioning is farming the bestiary stuff is really, really good in a party of 6. Because when you are getting a beast, every person in the party gets the beast. This is particularly special and good with the portal beasts, because each one of you are going to get, let's say this was the spider one, which is quite valuable. Each one of you would get the spider portal, and then you can each do those together, and you will get 36 crafts between all of you. You get 6 aspect of the spider crafts each, and these are worth a large amount. So now I'm going to go to PoE Trade, search for Venomous first tonight, and on Hardcore, they're barely any for sale. They're 1x, and on Softcore, they are 30 chaos. I'm not quite sure what they sell for, 20 or 30, but stuff like that adds up pretty fast. So that means on Hardcore, you're getting, well, 36 exalts. 36 exalts basically per spider you find. Just wanted to make this video, talk a little bit about Bestiary because I haven't done it for so long and there's so many useful things. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Hope you guys have a great day and are enjoying Ultimatum. Thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.